Bitcoin sets all-time high after all-time high, and we are in massive positions here with massive profits. We are currently retesting a very important old resistance line, and if you were interested to buy Bitcoin at 123k, these are the levels you really want to keep in mind to buy your cheap Bitcoin here. Everyone is long in the market, so what does this tell us? And some very important on-chain data here. And also alt season is around the corner here. But first of all, please make sure to follow me over on X and subscribe on my YouTube channel and like this video, and let's dive right away into the data right now. Because we are still in massive profits on our trades, and as you can see, I put my stop loss in a very big profit here as well. If we get stopped out on this trade, it is a pretty fine, because that usually means that we will drop further towards the downside. And if we see so, and I see more convinced to get into a trade, I will enter a even bigger trade than this one over on Bitcoin. So that is what I'm currently looking for. If we push towards the upside from off here, it's fine, because we're still in a position. Also Ethereum, I will let it run. I'm with $360 in it, and we are currently up massive here, but we took some massive profits here. So things are looking very good. We're 10 grand in profits right now after we took some very big gains here. So that is looking very juicy. What we can see here is we had a 4-year resistance, and we're finally broke it towards the upside. And I've talked about this chart a lot here, and what you really want to see after you break out towards the upside is that you retest your old resistance line. And if we see so, that is also your entry point. And what we can see is that if we retest this old resistance, we're also retesting this old all-time high, and that is a really good sign. So if we drop further towards the downside, I'm able to open up a long position on Bitcoin around the 112k mark. And that will mean that we will retest this 4-year resistance, what we exactly want to see here, but also the old all-time high is getting retested. And I think the next leg will start up from off this point, and we will get a little cool down towards the downside of approximately 8%. And after that, I really think we will get towards the 125 towards 130k. So that is what I'm anticipating on with these trades. If I get stopped out, I will enter a new one here with some big margin. Also, what we can see here is that we have some really high confident levels below us. And if you were interested in buying Bitcoin at 123k here, these are the options you really want to buy into the market, because when we are near all-time highs, you don't want to buy anything here. We see a little cool down for now, which is pretty likely, and after we dump approximately 12% towards the downside, that is exactly the point you want to get into the market, and that is the edge you really want to get into yourself, because otherwise you will get wrecked, because if you bought near all-time highs, you're down right now. So please make sure to get in on high confident levels here to make more out of your gains. And these are the levels I'm looking for, is 109.6k and in liquidity 105.6k. So these are the levels I am looking for if we drop further towards the downside. Also, it is around the 112k, so that is the mark we really want to get retested here. So maybe we can dump a little bit further and then push towards the upside. Also, what we can see is that we have some very big support below us. So this is a really good sign. So if we drop further than this resistance line, we can expect some support by the support line here. So things are looking really good. Something you really want to keep in mind, and also that could signify a little cool down here, is that everyone is long in the market. As you can see, the liquidity is stacking up very big here, and that means that everyone is in a long position. And we all know that if everyone is in a long position, everyone is in profit right now, and that means that the market need to shake out those people, because not everyone can make money. So that is really something you want to keep in mind. And also here, if you look at the 111, 109k, if we dump towards the 109k, we took all the longs out, and that is exactly what we want. So nobody is long anymore, and that is where we want to step in towards the next leg, towards the upside here. Then also some on-chain data, which is pretty good here. We can see that we have the liquidity power law model. And this is a really nice chart here. And what we can see is that we're now flashing a 125k as the next big level of resistance. That is also near what we hit here, and the full cycle top is around the 224k, and that is of course from this model, so there is no guarantees, but it is a pretty nice model to look out for. And what we can see is that it is really accurate in the past. So if we see, so we can see a 125k Bitcoin anytime sooner, and maybe before the end of the year the 224k Bitcoin. So things are looking really good. Also, what is looking really good is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. What we can see is we had topside resistance, we have support on the lower side, we broke out towards the upside, and we're perfectly retesting it right now. What does this mean? That Ethereum is gaining strength against Bitcoin, and that is exactly where you want to flip your Bitcoin into Ethereum or even in altcoins. Things are looking really good for altcoins because Ethereum is gaining strength, and that is also a signal that altcoins are gaining strength. And in the next chart I'm going to discuss, you can also see why alt season is around the corner. So please make sure to anticipate on this. Of course, we have some really big resistance above us, but if we break towards the upside here and retest it, that is the real point you want to flip your Bitcoin into Ethereum, because this chart literally says what you need to have in your portfolio, Ethereum or Bitcoin, which has more strength. So you really want to follow this chart, and now it signals that we need to get Ethereum into our portfolio and that we need to drop some Bitcoin into Ethereum here. And also what we can see on the total market cap is that we were in a massive squeeze here. We have resistance on the top side and we have support on the lower side, and we were squeezing towards a point. And I've said, and I've shared this chart over on my X page, and I've been talking about it a lot. We were coming to a squeeze point, but now what we can see is that we broke out towards the upside, and that could mean, and I said this, that we are currently in an alt season, because total 3 means literally all the altcoins excluding the top 10 coins, and that is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is a really good sign, and we also can see that altcoins are moving more than in the past, so things are looking really good for this one. And I've shared this one exactly over on my X page, so please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss these kind of charts again, because if you flipped it right over here when I tweeted about it, your altcoins were in approximately 10% more profit than your Bitcoin and Ethereum position. So it is worth following, and if you doesn't do so, it is your own choice to miss out of these really nice plays I'm discussing here. So what we can expect is maybe a little cool down towards the downside and then a massive bump towards the upside. If we have a little cool down towards the downside, I'm scaling into altcoins even more here, and I will also open up some really nice swing, low leverage swing positions on altcoins here. And yeah, that is exactly what I'm anticipating to do here. So this was it for today. Please make sure to follow me over on those socials, and I will see you tomorrow by a new one.